There was a study or a news article that came out in the British tabloids that 1 in 10 kids were questioning their gender or had already transitioned. And this is in the UK press. If we translate that back to Ireland, on the island of Ireland, there's about 1 million children under the age of 18 in Ireland. And so translating that into reality, there's about 100,000 kids that are so confused they don't know if they're a boy or a girl, according to this British tabloid. You know, and the media, you'd have to take it with a pinch of salt. And today I was in a town and there was kids with their parents collecting for the rainbow cause, for the LGBT cause. And I usually don't get into arguments or challenge people on the street, you know, but I did ask one of the parents, you know, did they not think it was over-sexualizing their kids to be promoting this cause? Because let's not forget it, this cause, this movement stands over the medical castration of kids. They're perfectly fine with kids, teenagers, being medically castrated, or they're perfectly fine with parents raising boys as girls or girls as boys or you know, gender fluid, whatever. They are perfectly fine with this. If a teenager says they're a girl, they are perfectly fine with that boy being medically castrated, being given hormones or having surgery, which has happened in Tavistock in the UK. They're fine with this. They don't disagree with that agenda. And, you know, if you question it, you're going to be called transphobe, homophobe, anti-this and bigot. You know, they will shove this at you. And most of the time they'll say, oh, so you're against love. Love is love. I'm not having an argument with you. Love is love. I'm sorry. Love is truth. The greatest act of love we can show somebody is to tell them the truth. That, you know, in the Catholic sense is to preach the gospel, but in the reality of our world, of our humanity, the greatest act of love you can give somebody is the truth. Because at least they know the truth. If you're born a man, you are a man. If you're born a woman, you are a woman. And this crazy ideology that's creeping in, that's so accepted, and, you know, people would say that it's perfectly fine to have kids castrated or to castrate yourself to become something that you think will make you happy. When people want to ignore the science and ignore the testimonies of people that have gone through this process and have come out destroyed by this movement. You know, medical castration won't change the realities of your life. It doesn't give you infinite happiness. And yet we're afraid to talk about the truth. Love is truth. The greatest thing we can say to somebody is the truth. And that might not be easy, but that's what we need to do. And, you know, I think unless people stand up against this madness of sending kids to be medically castrated, you know, or to even promote this idea is horrendous. You know, our kids are already confused. They're spending hours a day. The average screen time kids are spending on phones and tablets and stuff is 7 hours a day. You know, if you'd let them, you know, if they're put, or even more, you know, and then we're wondering why they're not happy. You know, we want to give them happy, and then say, well, maybe I'm a boy, maybe I'm a girl. 100 years ago, this phenomenon never existed, and yet we are pushing it. And it's, you know, let's face it, there's money to be made from this. I think people have seen in the States, you know, all of these hormone treatments and sex treatments and surgeries and all this, they're not free. You know, there's a movement behind this, you know, that profits from the confusion. Always is. There's always money to be made from confusion. So, you know, it's not anti anything, and it's not ultra right, because people will say, oh, you're ultra right wing, you're a bigot, you're homophobic, blah, blah, blah. Love is truth. Love is truth. And you need to be able to say to somebody, you are a boy, you are a girl. That's the truth. You know, not teach a generation to hate their bodies. I mean, it's horrific. We're, affirming kids to hate their bodies and say, well, you can't be happy in that body, so you have to get rid of what you don't like so that you can be happy and fulfilled. It's a lie. That's built on lies. And, the confusion is so big today that it seems, 1 in 10 kids are considering this and thinking of this because, as adults, we push confusion on our kids. And this is what has happened. Love is truth. True love has to be built on truth. And we should not be pushing this crazy agenda, just like this Dr. Money did. That poor boy that was raised as a girl, which so much science and papers were built on. Just look him up. I'm not inventing this. You'll see his interviews online. I mean, he went to commit suicide at the end. And people say, oh no, but we've changed that, Robert. We don't castrate babies anymore. We don't do this anymore. Really? And yet when somebody in that movement speaks out, they get silenced. They get, oh no, you just didn't do it right. You were badly informed. We'll get it right sometime. Love is love. Don't worry about it. We're perfect. Love is truth. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.